Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Chief Brian Fennessy here, who's going to talk to us about everything Orange County Fire Authority related.
Thank you, Lisa.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you for making the drive down
You bet.
here. I appreciate that. And we have some great stuff to talk about. But first, let's talk a little bit about the kind of weather that we've been dealing with for really the past week. And of course, we were like, well, it's great weather. We love it, right?
It's
but,
beautiful.
you know, the winds and the dryness. Tell me what we need to be looking out for.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. I mean, we're blessed to live in an area like this where we get to enjoy so much great weather. But with that comes the danger of wildland fire. And as you mentioned earlier before we came on, we had a long summer up north. You know, the second largest or most acres burned in the state thus far this year. But what we tell people is it's not over yet. They have gotten some rain up north, but we've not gotten nearly enough rain to make a difference. And given this past weekend where it was hot and dry and the forecast of over Thanksgiving, probably a stronger Santa Ana, we're not out of the woods, and we're very, very concerned. There's no rain in the forecast.
Yeah, and it is scary. And I also mentioned to you off camera that, you know, people who are going to other locations, you know, maybe Idaho or Denver, and they think, oh, you know, it's going to be cold and snowy. But like you had mentioned, right. it may only be one day, and then the next day you're right back to the dryness again.
Yeah, it's, I mean, for those that doubt there's climate change, I would challenge that. I mean, the entire West, I mean, we're seeing it. Look at our reservoirs, look at the fire season we're having, not just here in California, but throughout the West. And it's, I've never seen anything like this in the 40 plus years I've been a firefighter.
Wow, yeah, it is concerning for sure, especially when you have those winds, because that is very concerning for those who live in particular areas, like maybe out against the Saddleback Mountains or something like that.
Well, it is, and I think, you know, a lot of people believe that they have nothing to worry about if they don't live on the edge of a canyon or an open space. And that's just wrong. Not every fire we deal with that has the ability to potentially, you know, take life or destroy property is coming out of the backcountry or out of the rural area. We've got many open space islands throughout Orange County.
Right.
And, you know, a 10-acre, a 20-acre fire in those wind and dry conditions can definitely, you know, threaten lives and destroy property. So, and the ember brand, you mentioned the wind. You know, the embers and the brands are thrown a quarter mile, half mile out ahead. So everybody faces the threat of wildfire here in Orange County.
So when it comes to something like this, I would imagine you deploy people to go out and kind of keep an eye on areas. Is it only the Orange County Fire Authority that's doing that, or do you hire people, volunteers to go out and do that as well? No,
that's a great question. I've been here now about 3.5 years. I was the fire chief in San Diego, and I'm pleased to say up here we do have volunteers. We do upstaff. We'll staff additional engines. We'll staff, you know, our aircraft extra hours, bulldozers, all those things to respond. But there are volunteer organizations that do patrol, that do, you know, sit up on the ridge lines and the roads looking for smoke and those sorts of things. So this county has a very robust volunteer program of fire watch. So it's pretty good to be the fire chief and know that we've got so many of the public working with us.
Oh, well, that's good to know. And yes, I would agree that we do have a lot of great volunteers. We have many people in our community who volunteer for all sorts of things. So hopefully if they decide to participate in that, they can contact the Fire Authority. I would imagine your webpage has something on it?
Absolutely. You know, OCFA.org, there's a plethora of information there, preparation information, you know, ready, set, go. I mean, all of those things, you know, are there for the taking. So we encourage everybody to please check our website out.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. So on to the holidays, which are upon us, and gift giving is always kind of on the forefront of everyone's mind. But you guys have the Spark of Love. Tell me about it.
We do. We've been involved in the Spark of Love for many years. We're in partnership with KBC and K-Wave, and we collect toys at all of our 77 fire stations. There's boxes outside the stations that people can drop off unwrapped gifts. We provide to over 100 nonprofits, and we're looking for 35,000 toys this year.
Okay.
It sounds like a lot, and it is, but we have every every confidence that we're going to be successful this year. This is the largest toy drive in the U.S., and we're proud to be associated with it.
Okay, and I know that we see commercials about some other people that are doing, toy drives as well. Why do you think this particular one, Sparkle Up, is the largest, and why is it so important?
Well, I think they're all, very good, and I'm glad that, there's toys for Tots and the Marine. I mean, everybody contributes, and, there can never be enough toy, collection for those that are needy out there. And, in my fire service career, I've had the opportunity to go out on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve and meet with kids and their families and hand off the gifts, and there's nothing, I get chills thinking about it. It's just heartwarming to know that those that may not have gotten a Christmas like perhaps others more fortunate would have are now having one. Just to see the smiles on the kids' faces is pretty cool. Well,
as you're running this through my mind, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, I'm actually going to be home this Christmas and Christmas Eve. Maybe I'll do that too. That sounds great.
It is. I mean, I think a lot of us underestimate how powerful that is. But again, to see the kids, with the toy in their hand and to look at their parents and see the pride of the parents, it's pretty cool. So we encourage everybody that can, please contribute and donate. And
there's no age restrictions. It's just, is there a particular age group that we should think about?
I believe it certainly is under 18 years old,
okay.
But I don't have that information.
Okay.
But really the target group is young children.
Okay. Then you have a couple more that are happening.
We've got a couple more.
Okay.
We have one with the Orange County Sheriff's Department on December 4th, a drive-through, and another one with San Diego PD.
And the cutoff date is the 23rd.
23rd, thank you.
The drive-through, as we mentioned, is going to be December 4th at Crossline Church, and then you are on December 11th, you're going to be at the Calvary Chapel in Santa Ana. Now, you don't just take toys, though. We could also do monetary donations.
We can.
And we're glad that you are here with our fire authority. We appreciate everything that you guys do. We know it can be a difficult time, especially when you have those crazy fires up north. You got to take everybody away from their families. So we appreciate that, and you have a happy holiday.
Happy holidays to you, and we appreciate all the support and wish everybody here in the village very happy holidays. This is a great time of year, and we're glad to be community partners with you all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And if you want more information about either volunteering or the toy drive, you can go to ocfa.org. We'll be right back.